F. 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 3 weeks we've been talking about the Platt Amendment. What are you people? On dope?
Where we have a full team win, where the defense and the offense actually does a whole lot. I don't think the Jets are going to be any good. That's just me personally, but I really honestly don't feel that they're going to be any good. We're going to see Crowder back. But again, at this point, I think that Crowder's more than likely going to be their only threat when it comes to what's happening with the Jets.
All day long he was fighting for you, and he didn't even know your name. Young men come and young men go, but life goes on just the same. And I don't know why do we keep holding on?
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today the Redskins lose 34-17 to the New York Jets. It was an awful game. It was a very awful game. Dwayne Haskins began to pick up later on in the game, but I'm going to get into the game just so I can run this down for y'all so y'all can get an idea of what happened. So, first quarter, Jets get the ball first. They go on a 7-play drive for 70 yards, and they get a touchdown by Daniel Brown. On this drive alone, the Redskins defense had 5 missed tackles and 2 penalties. So already the defense is like not playing anywhere up to standard or anything. The Jets end up missing a field goal. Redskins go on offense. They go 5 plays, 13 yards. And they have a fumble handoff to Steven Sims. Steven Sims basically ran past Dwayne Haskins, and he sat up there and basically blew the play. Jets go back on offense. They go 5 plays, 23 yards. Ryan Kerrigan gets a sack, and he forces a fumble, so the Redskins get the ball back. The Redskins get the ball back and go 3 and out. Jets get the ball back. First quarter's over with them driving. Jets on their second quarter, they have a 12-play drive for 56 yards, and Robbie Anderson gets a touchdown. He beats, I think he beat Fabian Monroe for the touchdown. Jimmy Moreland had a penalty that cost the Redskins, which basically got the Jets' new set of downs. So that was crazy. It was a personal foul. So it was just silly. Redskins get the ball back. They go 3 and out. They have 2 penalties on Brandon Sheriff on just that first play of to go 3 and out. The very first play, they have 2 penalties by Brandon Sheriff, which negated a big, like 60-something yard pass from Dwayne Haskins to Terry McLaurin. Negated the whole play. Redskins go 3 and out. Jets get the ball back. They go 2 plays, 2 yards, and John Boston gets the pick. Redskins get back on offense. They go 3 plays, minus 11 yards, and they kick the field goal. Jets come back. The Redskins kick off to the Jets. The Jets kick returner Vincent Smith fumbles the ball. The Redskins recover. The Redskins go back on offense. They go 5 plays, 16 yards, and they miss a field goal. Jets go back on offense. They go 8 plays, 27 yards, and stall. Redskins come back on offense. They go 3 and out. Jets go back on offense. They go 3 plays, 82 yards, and Ron Griffin gets a touchdown. And clearly the defense is playing awful. I mean, they have no discipline, no nothing. Like it was again a blown coverage, and again it was a nightmare. Redskins come back on offense. The half ends with the Redskins driving. Jamal Adams gets a sack to basically go into the half. At this point, Dwayne Haskins is 9 of 13 for 52 yards, and Terry McLaurin has 1 catch for 20 yards. So the Redskins aren't looking really good on offense, and they're looking awful on defense. Third quarter comes out, Redskins get the ball first. They go 13 plays, 39 yards, and the drive stalls. Jets come back on offense. They go 4 plays, 26 yards, and their drive stall. We get the ball back. We go 6 plays, 2 yards, and a sack stops our drive. Jets come back. They're driving. Quarter ends. The quarter ended with a Redskin penalty. So again, like I said, the defense is just playing horrific. Fourth quarter, Jets are still driving. They go 10 plays, 54 yards. Jamison Crowder, former Washington Redskin, gets a touchdown. Redskins come back on offense. They go 1 play, and Dwayne Haskins throws a pick in that play to Neville Hewitt. Again, like I said, they're just not playing too well. Jets come back out. They go 2 plays, 5 yards. Le'Veon Bell gets a touchdown. Redskins come back on offense. They go 7 plays, 71 yards. Dwayne Haskins throws a pass to Darius Geis for the touchdown. And he comes back and has a successful 2-point conversion. Jets come back on offense. They go 8 plays, 52 yards, and they miss their field goal. Redskins come back on offense, and they go 3 and out. Jets come back on offense, and they go 3 and out. Redskins come back on offense. They go 7 plays, 54 yards. Dwayne Haskins throws another touchdown. Jeremy Sprinkle, and then they missed the 2-point conversion. Game ends with the Jets kneeling at the end of the game. Here's some stats for you. Sam Darnold basically ripped the Skins. I mean, he was 19 for 30 for 293 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Jamison Crowder, former Redskin, had 5 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. Ron Griffin had 5 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown, which is the Jets tight end. The Jets defense had 35 tackles, 6 sacks, and a pick. Stats on the Redskins side, Dwayne Haskins goes 19 to 35 for 214 yards. He got a lot of his yardage towards the end of the game, basically in the fourth quarter, you might as well say. He had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Terry McLaurin had 3 receptions for 69 yards. Kelvin Harmon had 5 receptions for 53 yards. The defense had 38 tackles, 2 sacks, and an interception. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to start saying this. I'm going to start this video off by saying this. Greg Williams is why the team and us as fans keep saying Greg Minuski needs to be fired. Greg Williams called an amazing defense. The whole game, he called an amazing defense. And the sad part about everything that happened is that Greg Minuski ran a defense that was so vanilla, that Sam Darnold carved us up. Sam Darnold is not even that great of a quarterback, but yet and still he carved us up because of the fact that Greg Minuski runs this basic stinking defense. Now, let me say this about Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell called a terrible offensive game, because there's no way in hell you telling me that he was paying attention to that game, because at the fourth quarter, when the game was out of hand and the score was like 34 to basically 11 or something like that, or 34 to 3, you could kind of tell that Kevin O'Connell just said, you know what, here, just go ahead and do what you want to do. And Dwayne Haskins started to do stuff. So to me, this tells me that Dwayne Haskins, I know a lot of y'all sitting up there and y'all say that, Dwayne Haskins, he's a bust and things like that. This kid showed us how good he can be if people take the cuffs off of him. Because again, this guy, he sat up there and again, like I said, he still had 214 yards. The thing about it was that he had all his yardage towards the end of the game, which isn't good for him. The running game wasn't successful at all. Geis looked good in a couple of runs. But again, it just wasn't there. You're talking about we're going up against the second-ranked defense when it comes to rushing the ball. So you gotta understand that you can't find ways to lose a game. Like I said, this was a terrible game. The defense looked so horrendous. The defense was so horrendous that they basically benched almost their entire secondary. The only person that wasn't benched was Landon Collins. They benched Josh Norman, Fabian Monroe, Quentin Dunbar, and Monte Nicholson. They benched all of them. Here's another thing. We talk about how Josh Norman gets fried a lot. But we've never talked about how much Fabian Monroe gets fried just as much as well. Fabian Monroe gets fried what almost seems like consistently. And it's to the point now where it's so demoralizing. You don't even know where to go. I mean, this team is just, I mean, my season prediction video, I was dead wrong. I just did not see this team being as bad as they were. I thought we were going to run the ball. I thought we were going to play hard defense, and that we were going to work Dwayne Haskins in. This is something I'm going to predict. Dwayne Haskins will be a better quarterback the next game because you can see he's starting to get comfortable. The problem is that the line isn't helping him. All these penalties didn't help. I mean, Brandon Sheriff has so many penalties today. He had 4 penalties today. Then the defense, like I said, the defense did nothing. The defense gave up 400 and something yards of offense today. 400 and something yards of offense. So that tells you that at the end of the day, the Redskins defense is just terrible. They should have fired Greg Minuski when they fired Jay Gruden. We have been asking for Greg Minuski to be fired before they fired Jay Gruden, and yet and still Greg Minuski is still the defensive coordinator, and Greg Williams showed us why we feel the way that we feel as Redskins fans. Because why? Greg Williams at one time was our defensive coordinator. He should have been our head coach after Joe Gibbs left, but guess what? Fan Snyder got in the way of that. His ego got in the way of that. Didn't hire the man to be our head coach. We ain't no telling what could have happened, but he did not do it. So at the end of the day, this was a terrible game, people. This was a terrible game. The defense looked disgusting. Like, Ryan Kerrigan gets 2 sacks, but at the end of the day, the defense was just awful. I'm tired of this rotation crap that they got going on between Cole Holcomb and Sean Dion Hamilton. It's a mess because neither one of them can get comfortable enough to play like they're supposed to play because they keep rotating in and out. So they need to find out what to do. Again, like I said, at the end of the day, Greg Minuski needs to go. He should have been fired prior to Jay Gruden, but when you fired Jay Gruden, you should have fired Greg Minuski as well. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.